Hi friends, I'm Rita Boyer, educator at Prospect Presbyterian Church in Maplewood, New Jersey. Welcome to the summer edition of Tell Me a Story. Today I'm going to share the lectionary story for July 19th. It's a story about a dream that a man named Jacob had. When you wake up in the morning, do you remember any dreams that you've had while you were sleeping? Lately, I have been remembering a lot of my dreams. Some of them are kind of funny. Some of them are happy dreams. And some, well, they're a little bit scary at times. Dreams are a way that we think about things while we are sleeping. For example, some of us have been having dreams that we forget to wear our masks whenever we go out in the day. I say some of us because I had heard someone share that dream with me, and then, wouldn't you know, I had the same dream. Well, that just shows that we are thinking about wearing our masks during the day and staying safe. And so we dream about it at night. I had a dream about my grandson, who I haven't seen for quite a while. But in the dream, he was much older than he really is, which shows that I'm missing him. And I'm thinking about all of the time that I am missing with him. What have you been dreaming? Do you remember your dreams? Well, before we hear the dream that Jacob had, I am going to invite you to relax in order to hear this story. After all, Jacob is asleep when he's dreaming, so we're going to get nice and dreamy, all right? Find a comfortable seat, maybe on the floor, or if you have a comfortable chair or sofa. In fact, if there's a pillow nearby, you might even want to grab that pillow and have it nearby, because at a certain point in the story, we'll talk about Jacob laying his head on not a soft pillow, but a rock. Okay, now I'm not going to ask you to find a rock to lay your head on, but maybe as he lays his head on the rock, you can lay your head on a comfy pillow. So grab a pillow. If you need to stop the tape and go get a pillow from another room, go ahead and do that. All right, do you have a pillow? Okay, before we get too comfortable though, or I should say in order for us to get comfortable, I'm going to invite you to relax your body and all of your muscles. We're going to do that together by first holding our muscles very tightly and then releasing them, letting them go. Okay, we'll start with our faces. All right. Squint your eyes, close your eyelids. Okay, up above your nose should be all wrinkled, your eyebrows pointed together. Your nose kind of crinkled up like a bunny. Okay, can you feel it? All those muscles around your eyes, real tight. Now relax them. Let go. And open your eyes and look around. Okay? Let's try it with our mouths and jaw. Okay? Get your lips real tight. Hold your jaw tightly. And then relax. Let your jaw drop, your mouth open. Maybe even take a deep breath. And let it out. Now our shoulders. Hold your shoulders tight. Scrunch them in. Okay? Maybe push your neck down in, makes your neck a little shorter, and then let it go. Relax your shoulders and your neck. your hands and fingers. Clench your fist like you're holding something really tightly, something valuable that you don't want to drop. And then open your fingers and let them dance. How about your belly? Hold it in real tight, suck it in, and then let it out. Nice deep breath. What if you could tighten up the muscles around your knees and your thighs? Okay, hold them real tight and then release them. And lastly, your feet. Scrunch those toes up, curl your toes, hold them tight, and then let them go. Let your toes dance and wiggle. Now, a few deep breaths, in and out. In and out. Oh, I hope you're feeling very, very relaxed. When you have that pillow nearby, close your eyes and keep them closed throughout the story. Lie very still and listen to the sounds of life. There are sounds of life coming from you. Your heart beating. The air going in and out through your nose, into your lungs. Maybe you even hear a sound in your ears. Sometimes we hear a little bit of ringing or buzzing or some noise that we only notice when everything is very quiet. Listen to the sounds around you. There may be people in the room or in another room making noise. There may be a clock ticking. Do you hear the sounds of cars and trucks on the road outside? What else do you hear? With your eyes closed, imagine the story I'm about to tell you. Many of you heard the story of Esau and Jacob, the twins. You may remember that they made a swap. Jacob convinced Esau to trade the blessings and rewards and responsibilities that he would get as the older son for some of Jacob's soup. How do you imagine Jacob looks when Esau agrees to the swap? How do you imagine Esau looks when he realizes what has happened and what he has lost? Now Esau is angry. Esau feels like Jacob tricked him, and he's right. Jacob is afraid of Esau's anger. Maybe he will try to get even with his brother. Their mother Rebekah tells Jacob to get away from Esau by going to Haran, the place where she grew up. It will be a long trip. And Jacob isn't even sure where Haran is, but he listens to his mother's advice. After traveling all day, Jacob decides to spend the night in the middle of the wilderness. Jacob can't see or hear anyone or anything except rocks, bushes, and stars. How do you imagine Jacob might feel to be this alone? Jacob lays his head on a rock for a pillow. He wants to make sure his head stays safe and dry. Thankfully, he is very, very tired, and so he is able to sleep even with his head on a rock. While your head is on a pillow, imagine that Jacob is asleep and has a dream. In his dream, he sees stairs reaching up to the sky. On either side are angels going up and down. Stairs like a ladder with angels on them. Imagine what Jacob's dream may have looked like. Because of this dream, Jacob feels very close to everything around him. He knows that God's Spirit is within all things, from the sky above to the ground below. God's Spirit flows in and through all creation. Then Jacob senses these comforting words from deep down within him. I am the God of Abraham and Sarah, your grandparents, Rebekah and Isaac, your parents, and you and your brother Esau. You will be a blessing, Jacob. I will be with you always. How do you imagine Jacob felt when he heard this message deep inside? Jacob wakes up from his dream. He takes the rock that was under his head and places it upright. He pours oil over the rock as a sign of blessing and says this place will now be called Bethel, because that means house of God. This is a very special place. Jacob would remember this holy place forever. When you are ready, open your eyes, lift up your head if it's been on the pillow. Maybe give another stretch and deep breaths. What a wonderful message that Jacob felt deep inside of him during that dream. Remember, he was running away from his brother. He knew his brother was mad at him and he was going to go far away. But he found out in that dream that God was with him. He couldn't run away from God. And that God is within all things. God's Spirit in heaven, on earth, and in all of those steps in between. To help you remember that God is with you, particularly at night as you are dreaming, I'm going to invite you to go outside at some point, hopefully today, and find a rock. Maybe it won't be as big a rock that Jacob had, not one that you could put your head on, but a rock. If you want to decorate your rock with a marker or with paint, go ahead and do that, because that rock is a reminder that God is with you. If you put that rock on your pillow during the day, and then whenever you go to bed at night, you see that rock, it will be a reminder that God will be with you throughout the night. And then you can put the rock next to your bed or right on the floor beside you. And whenever you do have a dream, if it's a scary dream, reach for that rock. And maybe as you touch it, you can relax your muscles, breathe deeply, and remember that God is with you. You'll find an activity sheet today on the website, the ppcfaithformation.org website, or in the email that your parents received. And it's a little poem about your prayer rock. And there are 3 here, so that if you have brothers or sisters or someone else in the family, you only need to copy 1 sheet. Before we go, I'm going to invite you to pray with me. And this is a motion prayer, okay? So whenever we talk about the sky above, we're going to reach for the sky, and the ground below touch the floor. Okay, I'd be out of the camera, so I'm not going to touch the floor. But the sky above, and then the floor, and the whole earth. Okay? Ready? Please pray with me. God's love and spirit flow from the sky above to the ground below. The whole earth is a blessing. Amen. And you, my friend, are a blessing too. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.